Hey everybody, it's Genoa with the Crafty Mess, and I'm here with another YouTube video. I'm going to be making a DIY Chuckie tool for my stamping platform today. There are dozens and dozens of videos online and on YouTube showing how to make this tool. After reviewing several of them, I decided that I like the one using the candle top the best. Found that that was probably the easiest, and I knew that I had all the supplies on hand to recreate this. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get right into the video. If you're new to my channel, thank you for joining me today. If you're a returning subscribee, I appreciate having you back. It's been a pleasure having you part of the channel, and I hope that we continue to grow together. Make sure you're smashing the like button, sharing with your crafty folks, and making sure your notification bell is on. So I'm going to go over what you're going to need to recreate this. A lot of the ones I saw were using like the big Yankee candles, and I didn't have one of those on hand, but I did have this little Dollar Tree candle that I've had just sitting in my living room in the corner for a while. So I grabbed that, and I took the top off. I made a little slit in the rubber casing that was on there so that I could remove that. We're not going to need that, so you can set that to the side or put it in the trash. And then the first time I tried doing this, I just traced this onto the material and cut it by hand. And it was so ugly. I could not get over the fact that it was all uneven and gross looking. So I decided to pull out my circle nesting dies, and I just found one that would fit right on top of that. So I'm going to try using my die to cut the circles out instead of tracing and doing it by hand. But if you don't have dies, you can use your Cricut or Silhouette machine to cut the circles out. Or if you don't have one of those, then what you would do is you would just take the top, turn it down like that, and then trace around it and then cut it out. So there's going to be 3 types of materials that we're going to be cutting that circle from. Okay, so first is you're going to need a piece of felt. Okay, you're also going to need a piece of cardboard or chipboard. I'm going to be using chipboard, and so because it's thin, I'm going to cut out 2. And then you're going to need white paper or white cardstock. And the white background is because you want your you want your shaker bits and your sequins to really pop and show through. So you don't want a dark color, and you definitely don't want that ugly cardboard showing through. So just briefly, this is a stamping platform. It's a magnetic platform. I don't have like a Misty or a Stamparatus or any of those fancy ones. I got this one from Amazon. I think I paid like maybe $20 for it. And I know those other ones can be really quite pricey. It works just the same, just as good. You can see those magnets just always kind of click in place. And it's really easy to clean, and I like it. I've kind of modified mine a bit. So I just have a piece of white cardstock in there. I'm going to move that out of the way. So the little magnets that came with it, I went ahead and covered them in this cute little washi tape. Make it easier for you to be able to pick them up and move them. So that's how I changed it a bit. Don't mind my nails, guys. I just took off my acrylics, and so I haven't done a manicure. All right, and then the other thing I did is you can see these faint little lines. I took a Sharpie permanent marker, and I marked at a couple of points that we always seem to use, like 3 by 5, 4 by 6, 5 by 7, so on and so forth. And so I have those little guides. So what I did is I marked it with the permanent marker, and then before it dried all the way, I used some of this LA Totally Awesome from Dollar Tree. This is a really good cleaner. I always keep a bottle in the craft room. And then I just kind of cleaned it up with a paper towel, so now there's just these really faint lines. So that's how I modified mine a bit. So what this Chuckie tool does is when you put your stamps in here, normally I'd put my stamps in, you press it down, and then with my hand, I'm kind of, you know, trying to rub it around and push to make sure you get really good impression with your stamp. So with this Chuckie tool, you're supposed to be able to just use that and move it all around, okay? Now this top is kind of small. It doesn't have the height that I want for it to have, but I'm okay with that. And, you know, I can always make another one. This is for video purposes, and then, you know, also just to give it a try. It's not that bad. You know, it's good enough, you know, for me to be able to grip it. All right. So I'm going to move that to the side. So now what I want to do is I'm going to cut out my circles. So let me move my sequins over so I don't knock them all around. I actually created a little sequin mix already that I'm going to be using inside my Chuckie tool. So you can see I have all these pretty sequins that I've mixed up already. And then I just put them in this little shot glass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my Cuttlebug. All right. So I'm going to get out my Cuttlebug. Let me lift this up just a bit. So you guys know this Cuttlebug likes to shake the table. So I apologize up front for the shaking that's getting ready to happen once I run the circle die through. I'm just grabbing my platform off the shelf. So I'm going to use my platform A and my platform B and C. So let's go ahead and put that on there and run it through. And a shake, a shake, a shake, a shake. All right, so then we have my cardstock circle. Oh my God, that's so much better than what I did. When I tell you it was jacked up, it was jacked up. They were all different sizes and jagged, not smooth. It just drove me crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna make 2 circles out of chipboard and then 1 circle out of felt, and I'll be right back. So right when I was getting ready to glue these together, then my phone insisted it had to do an update. So what I did is I glued the 2 pieces of chipboard together, and then I glued a piece of the white cardstock and then a piece of the felt on opposite sides. So that was a good idea, I think, to use the die cut because it fits perfectly, and then I don't have to cry that it's jagged and not perfect. So I'm going to take my glitter mix that I had mixed up from before and try my best to get in there and not spill it everywhere. Okay, there's just one little extra little bits in there. Okay, and then I used regular white craft glue to glue all of these layers together, but I'm going to use the E6000 to adhere this onto the top. And you want to put the glue all around this bottom of the rim right here, and you're going to adhere the side that has the white cardstock, and so the felt should be exposed. So it's not glued yet, but once it's turned over, whew, I know I'm going to make a mess. You can see all the little shaker bits inside the glass. So, okay. And then this has, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It wanted to tell me the update had been completed. I was already aware of that. Anyways, what I was saying is that the E6000 has a longer drying time. So what I'm going to do is adhere this, and then I'm going to let it sit so that it can dry. So I'm just going to take the tube and gently squeezing, I'm going to rub that glue all around the rim. And somehow or another I done picked up a piece of glitter in there too. That's okay. I'm just going to take this little piece of cardstock and kind of get that out of the glue. Okay, and then making sure the white cardstock is face down. I'm going to put that right on top. And I want to make sure that gets pressure. So I'm going to try and find something that I can maybe sit on top of this. That'll give like some weight to it so that it can go ahead and dry. Okay, so our little Chuckie tool has been drying for a few hours now. So let's go ahead and give it a try. And I'm just going to get a blank piece of scrap paper. Okay, let's go ahead and load this paper onto our stamping platform. And then Crafter Square, which is a found in the Dollar Tree, they have stamps. They don't have a huge variety, but the fact that they have stamps is awesome because $1.25 for a stamp set, and this has 12 pieces. And I think I got either 4 or 5 different stamp sets from there, so I was excited about that. I'm going to use this stamp right here, the butterfly. And this is the first time opening it, so that plastic is really stuck on there. So I'm just going to get the stamp, put it on the paper where I want it, press down, pick it up. And then I'm just going to use a black ink pad, stamp that. Sorry for the shakiness. And I'm going to go ahead and line up my top and press it down. Wow. Came out pretty good. I can see up here at the top where it is missing just a little bit of ink. Let me see if I run it back over on that side. Oh, yeah, and it picked it all up. Awesome. So this is a small, I guess the mini version. And then if I can find a candle somewhere in the house with a bigger top, I can make a bigger one. But I'm pretty happy with that. Hopefully you guys will give it a try. And let me know if you do. It's Genoa with a Crafty Mess signing off. I want to thank you guys for joining me again today. Make sure you hit that like button. The notification bell is on. And that you're sharing with your crafty friends. Bye.